Hi students, welcome to All4 e-learning chemistry classes for first year. The running chapter is stoichiometry and now we are in session number 41. In previous sessions we discussed about the equivalent weights, finding the equivalent weight or measuring the equivalent weights. In such a case we are having Z factor as well as N factor. And where to use Z factor, where to use N factor, already we discussed much about that. And just again for your convenience sake, let me give a briefing of the Z and N factors. Z factor is nothing but imaginary factor, and it is imagined when the compound is given instead of the reaction. When compound is given, by observing the compound structure, if it is an acid, we can consider the replaceable hydrogens as Z factor. And in case if the given compound is a base, replaceable OH minus groups that present in the molecule will be considered as Z factor. And in case of salt, what will be the charge on cation or charge on anion? And in case if it is an element, then what will be the atomic weight and the valency of that element? All these, by observing the molecule itself, we can consider the molecule of the compound itself, we can consider Z factor. But unlike that, it is N factor is nothing but the real. Real means when for a compound, when they are asking to find the equivalent weight by providing the chemical reaction in which that compound is involved. That is nothing but by providing the reaction where the compound is involved. If they ask to calculate the equivalent weight, then we have to consider the N factor, that is what is happening to that given compound in that particular reaction. That should be considered because it is happening, and before that when only compound is given, what is happening we don't know. Just imaginarily we are considering that it may exhibit base CT2 or base CT3 like that, but when the reaction is given, we need not imagine further because already the reaction itself indicates what is happened to the compound when it is involved in the reaction, is it not? And so here now we started to calculate the N value, that is N factor, nothing but the real factor when the reaction is involved, is it not? And it is in previous class we discussed about the H2SO4, the N factor and Z factor we considered, and Z factor is 2 and N factor may also be 2 because when the two hydrogens are replaced in the chemical reaction, then we can consider that the N factor and Z factor is also, N factor is also 2. But when, even though it is of having the capacity to exhibit 2 base CT, if in any chemical reaction only one H plus is replaced, then automatically we have to follow N factor. Then one hydrogen is replaced, that replaced hydrogen is nothing but N factor, is it not? And now like that let us go for some more examples where N factor, how to find the N factor when the chemical reaction is given. And for that purpose, for your convenience, let me give some more information related to N factor. Just you remember, N factor is nothing but always measured per molecule. Whatever the number of molecules involved in the given chemical reaction, first of all we have to balance that chemical reaction. Balanced chemical reaction, in that chemical reaction when number of molecules involved, we are considering, say for example, if it is nothing but the oxidation state change, and in that oxidation state change the number of molecules involved in the balancing equation may be more than 1, but the total oxidation state change involved by the number of molecules will provide the change in oxidation state per molecule. That is N factor. Again I am repeating, N factor should not be considered per the reaction. In that chemical reaction, irrespective of the given compound molecules or moles involved, it is always measured per mole or per molecule. Here let me give one example for this, the best example which is already you studied in balancing equation. It is nothing but chlorine when it is reacting with NaOH concentrated, and if you recollect, this is of reacting with 6 moles of NaOH, where it is giving 5 moles of NaCl and NaClO3 plus 3H2O. This is already we balanced as a redox reaction. That too, if you recollect, this is nothing but the same element is undergoing reduction and oxidation. What is the type of reaction where the same element is undergoing oxidation and reduction? It is nothing but just disproportionation. Okay, here we are not concerned with the disproportionation, just it is making a recall of that. But here you observe this chlorine equivalent weight they are asking. Then how to measure? Actually, chlorine equivalent weight, how we are measuring? Chlorine equivalent weight is nothing but its atomic weight by 1, because chlorine valency is 1, and thereby atomic weight is 35.5 by 1. And in case chlorine molecule is given, then its molecular weight is 71, and 2 atoms valency 2 into 1, that is 2, that is 35.5. This is in normal case where Z factor is used when atom or molecule is given. For chlorine we can measure like that. Clear? But here you observe that chlorine is involved in a reaction. Now individual chlorine molecule or atom is not given, just the reaction where chlorine is involved is given. So in such a case we should not use Z factor, just we have to go for N factor. What is N factor? We have to consider. And in this case N factor, already what we are considering, N factor is always per molecule. Just you observe, for balancing purpose here 3 molecules are involved, is it not? So when 3 molecules involved, what is the change in oxidation state? If we measure, that change is nothing but related to the 3 molecules. But when it is asked for equivalent weight, it should always be per molecule, is it not? And now let us consider when 3 molecules involved, the reduction, 5 atoms are changing their oxidation state to -1. That is, here oxidation state decreases 5 units. Already you know, in previous sessions we discussed about this change in oxidation state, and here it is from 0 to +5. So 5 is increase in oxidation state. Just you remember, when we ask to find the change in oxidation state in any redox reaction, already we know increase in oxidation state, increase in oxidation number is equal to decrease in oxidation number. This is the main principle regarding to balancing equation, is it not, for redox reaction. And now here when we are measuring the N factor is nothing but here change in oxidation state or oxidation number per molecule is nothing but N factor. Clear? And now when we are considering, some people may ask, sir, it is changing to -5 and this is changing to +5, the total change is 0. So that means what they are doing, they are adding the total changes. Here we should not do like that. Just you remember, either decrease or increase the magnitude, the quantity, how many units it is changing, that's all. We should not take the sum of the changes. Sum of changes is increase is equal to decrease, and thereby the sum is always 0. Are you following? That's fine. Here only 5 units change. Clear? And to get that 5 units change, how many molecules are involved? 3 molecules. Actually, when it is of changing the oxidation state, to balance the equation, 3 molecules are involved. So 5 by 3 is nothing but N factor. And now how to measure the equivalent weight? Equivalent weight is nothing but molecular weight, because here we are taking molecule, by N factor. That is, for chlorine molecular weight is 71, by N factor is 5 by 3, that is nothing but 3. That is 3 into 71 by 5 will be equivalent weight of chlorine in this given reaction. Are you following? Just like this, here you have to consider n factor, that is change in oxidation state per molecule. We should not consider the total. Total change means on one side it is decreasing, on the other side it is increasing, because it is a disproportionation reaction. If you are sum up these two, it will become automatically 0. But it should not happen like that. Are you following? And thereby either decrease or increase the quantity per molecule. That is the n factor, and simply the next part is nothing but equivalent weight is nothing but molecular weight by n factor when reaction is given. Clear? And now let us try for some other examples where the reaction is HCl. For example, now let us consider the HCl. HCl normal, when molecule is given and asked to calculate the equivalent weight, then what you can do? HCl basicity is 1, because only one hydrogen is replaceable, and thereby simply you can take molecular weight of HCl by Z factor. Here you observe HCl equivalent weight is how much? Now Z factor is 1, because only one hydrogen is replaceable, and now molecular weight is nothing but 1 plus 35.5, that is 36.5 is the molecular weight of HCl. And now equivalent weight is nothing but molecular weight by Z, that is 36.5 by 1, 36.5. This is equivalent weight. Is it not? And here, why I am using Z factor? Because HCl, they are asking HCl equivalent weight. No reaction is given for that HCl. That's why I am using Z factor. And now, unlike this, if they ask the question related to like this, KMnO4 when reacts with HCl is giving KCl plus MnCl2 plus Cl2 plus H2O. This is the reaction given. And here first let me write the balanced equation. It is 2KCl, 2MnCl2, and it is 5Cl2, and it is 8H2O. This is the reaction. Already you know how to balance the equation, but for convenience sake, because here the purpose is not to balance the equation. Balancing equation is required, and already we completed the topic. Thereby you have to balance, or otherwise they are giving this. In this reaction, if they ask the equivalent weight of HCl here is how much? What to do? Here first we have to consider the change in oxidation state of HCl. In HCl, chlorine is -1. Clear? And how many such chlorines present? 16 chlorines present with -1. And then here KCl -1, 2 Cl minus as it is present. And here 2 into 2, 4 Cl minus as it is present. But here 10 chlorines are with 0 oxidation state. Just you observe, out of 16, 6 are retaining their oxidation state as it is -1. Only the remaining 10 are changing their oxidation state. So that means what is the total change in oxidation state? Only 10 units. -1 to 0, 10 chlorides are converted to chlorine, thereby 10 units of change in oxidation state is observed. And in case 10 units change, is it possible to balance the equation by taking only 10 units of HCl? No. For balancing the equation, we should use 16 HCl. But in that 16 HCl, only 10 HCl molecules are changing their oxidation state. All the remaining chlorides are retaining their oxidation state. So now, without these 6, it is not possible to balance the equation. Now we have to consider this change is attributed, or it is given for all these 16 HCl. When 16 HCl molecules are involved, then only this reaction is feasible, or this reaction will happen. Is it not? So now the change in oxidation state is 10 out of how many? 16 molecules. So N factor is 10 by 16, that is nothing but 5 by 8. Is it not? And now what is equivalent weight? equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by n factor. Why it is n? Because the reaction is given, is it not? And now the molecular weight of HCl is 36.5 by n is 5 by 8, that is equivalent weight of HCl in this reaction is nothing but 8 into 36 by 0.5 by 5. This is equivalent weight of HCl in this particular reaction. In case if only HCl is given, it is 36.5. But when it is involved in this reaction, we are not using Z factor. Just you have to consider that. Here when reaction is given, that's why from the beginning itself I am always asking you to remember that Z factor is used when the compound is given and N factor is used when the reaction is given, like that, is it not? So in this manner you have to calculate the N factor and thereafter equivalent weight. And now let me give you one more exploring example. It is nothing but we are observing a unique feature, that is a different logical features in different reactions. So that's why N factor is always depending on the reaction itself, not on the compound. Compound dependent is Z factor, but reaction dependent is N factor. Here let me give the example. This is Na2S2O3. You know, this is known as hypo. This hypo is having a different type of reaction with iodine and bromine. Let me give those two. Na2S2O3. 2 moles when react with iodine, it is giving Na2S4O6 plus 2NaI. This is. And now let me give the same compound when reacts with bromine. It is reacting with bromine in presence of H2O. In this case, what we are observing is it is forming Na2SO4 minus, that is SO4 sodium sulfate plus Br minus plus OH, that is H plus, that is like this. Okay, here altogether what is happening is in this compound S2O3, in this case N factor is different from in this case N factor. Now let me give that it is nothing but 2. Here it is not Na2, it is simply H2SO4 and it is NaBr, 4 NaBr. Okay, what is happening? Actually, by taking out this, we are having N2O3 minus 2. How many such units? 2 units present. Is it not? In this case, we are considering the charge on S2O3 is 2. When 2 moles involved, total minus 4 charge is there. Now these two combined to give S4O6 minus 2. That means minus 4 now changes to minus 2. Then what is the change in its oxidation state or in its charge? Just minus 4 to minus 2 means 2 units change. Is it not? Or otherwise you can observe here also. Here 0, here minus 1. So 0 to minus 1, 2 units change. That is increase in oxidation state is nothing but decrease in oxidation state, already you know. Is it not? So in this reaction, equivalent weight of Na2S2O3 is measured as molecular weight by N factor. But here what is N? When 2 moles involved, the change in oxidation state is 2, and thereby 2 out of 2 moles, that is 1. So N factor is 1 in this reaction. Clear? And now coming to this, here let us observe, already in oxidation states also we considered this structure of this Na2 SO3. This is the structure. Just you observe here, this sulfur is having -2 and it is having +6 oxidation state. It is thiosulfate. Okay, and now in this reaction, one sulfur with -2, another sulfur is with +6 oxidation state. These two sulfurs now converted like this, 2 moles of H2SO4. Here sulfur is +6 oxidation state. That means this sulfur with +6 is retained as it is, and this S-2 is also changed to S+6. Just you observe, both sulfurs are in +6 oxidation state, means that S-2 which is present in thiosulfate is also changed its oxidation state up to +6. But here it is not happened like that, just they are undergoing coupling by releasing 2 electrons. That's why the change is only 2 units. But here, unlike that, it is of changing oxidation state -2 to +6. Then what is the change? 6 minus of -2, that is final oxidation state minus initial oxidation state. It is 6 plus 2, that is 8. And to get this 8 oxidation states, I think it is not required any 2 moles. Just you remember 1 mole, because only 2 moles of H2SO4 is found. Only 1 mole is involved. Okay. And now when one molecule is involved, the N factor, that is the change in oxidation state, for one sulfur is 8 unit and the other sulfur there is no change in oxidation state. Is it not? So for this one molecule, the change in oxidation state here appear to be 8. Here when 2 molecules involved, it is 2, and thereby 2 by 2 is nothing but 1 is a N factor. Here when one molecule involved, it is 8, thereby 8 by 1, that is 8 is the N factor. Now you can observe the same compound when reacting with different reagents, we are able to find the change in oxidation state is different. That means the change in oxidation state for any reactant is not always same. So that's why in reality, in a given reaction, what is happening, that should be considered. So in such a manner, here we have to consider equivalent weight is nothing but molecular weight of hypo by 8, and here the equivalent weight is nothing but molecular weight by 1. Like that in different, not only in this one, in any chemical reaction, just you consider with all these examples. I think now you are getting the clarity, and that is the idea where we have to find the N value, where we have to find use Z factor. Clear? And that N value, you remember, N value is always per molecule. Whatever the number of molecules involved in the balanced equation, what is the total change in oxidation state, that change per molecule is considered as N factor. With this one, I am concluding the equivalent weights concept, and again we will come across this one, but in that sessions we need not go for this elaboration, because every example I am providing in this video classes, and if you are not having any clarity on this one, again and again if you go through these videos once, twice, then you definitely, by writing the notes from these teachings, if you can get the clarity on this one, and after having the IS to give you, it is my sincere suggestion is you practice some numericals provided in your books, and then you will get the idea. Okay, thank you.